We need rain. We need like solid week of rain. The algae's bloomed. It's very hot. Everything's concentrated. Look at this. And you'll notice these guys just, they cannot submerge. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to go in. Is this guy even alive? What is going on, man? It's super weird. What's going on, everybody? We're hanging out here in the back of my facility, and we found some Orlidia, or I found some Orlidia from the pond. There's two right there, and I've noticed something strange. These guys weren't able to submerge. It was very interesting. And there were a few other Orlidia that I'm gonna go try and pick up now. I also noticed over here, one of the fly river turtles is floating a little bit on its side. So I was worried. This one is absolutely fine. This one not. So I dumped the water, and I've got some theories, and I'm hoping I can kind of figure out what's going on. But let's go over to the pond, and I'm going to try and see if I can snatch up a few more of these animals. But I have a theory, and the theory is that the water is so extremely low, okay? And it's been so hot, and we have not had a good amount of rain. My theory is that the algae is blooming and becoming toxic to some of the turtles, but it's just very odd that it's one species that's being affected. I don't know what would do that. Well, there's two species actually. The fly river turtle in that tub, that particular tub has more exposure to the sun, and it was much greener than the one that's underneath the trees. So I'm wondering, could there be some kind of toxic algae bloom? Like some kind of red tide, or some kind of just lethal blooming of this algae. So let me show you guys the pond here. I'm bringing this so that we can, if we do catch any turtles, I'm gonna be able to put them in. I just wanna remove the ones that I think might not be doing well and kind of see what we can do. It's stressful because it's such a large operation I have here as far as turtles, and this gate hasn't been opened in a while. Let's open it. Okay, let's check this out. We're just gonna kind of grab up some turtles, and then I'm gonna have my buddy Larry Wood come over, who is a biologist, a marine biologist, and I'm gonna see what he thinks of my theory, because here it is. Look at the pond. It's extremely low. But like I said, there were only a couple, just one species was really affected. So I'm not seeing them now. And the other thing I noticed is when I picked those two Orlidia up to bring them over into the other tub, they were gaseous. They were farting, to be perfectly honest. So that was kind of odd. But I think I see turtles over here. Let's walk over and see if I can. I wore my sandals, so if I have to get in the water. This guy's been gone a while. Don't think I didn't notice that. But this other stuff is very, very disconcerting, you know. So let's see what we can do here. Let's get back down on the shoreline. We need rain, and luckily there is rain in the forecast, but we need like solid week of rain to really bring up these levels. So what I'm thinking is the algae's bloomed, it's very hot, everything's concentrated. Look at this. I see a shell right here. And you'll notice these guys just, they cannot submerge. That looks like another Orlidia. Look at this. This is stressing me out, man. It's just the Orlidia. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to go in. Is this guy even alive? He is. See? It's only Orlidia of this size too. That's what's strange. The larger ones I'm not seeing. And I'm not really seeing any problems with any other species of turtle. Just this Orlidia. And this bums me out because these are cool little guys. They just kind of hang out at the bottom. Now, could it be that these are, you know, a river species, and being in the pond is not conducive? I don't know. These are all just theories. I have absolutely no real concrete idea as to why water quality is affecting them and not the other turtles. And also, why does that Fly River have the same or similar problem? So the only thing I can think of is the algae. If you guys have any ideas, please sound off in the comments below. I'm happy to, maybe some of you have experienced this before, I don't know. But this is odd. Yesterday, I thought I saw a few more of these that were in trouble. So I don't know what the scoop is, but I want to get to the bottom of it. And also, it was later in the afternoon, so I'm thinking maybe does heat have to do something with this? Is it possible that these guys are, you know, towards the end part of the day, is it so hot? Have they ingested some of this algae? Is it creating a gas-like problem in their gut and it's causing them to be unable to submerge? These are all just things that I've been thinking of. But look at this, guys. You can walk right across to my island here. Normally the water is way up, but everything's condensed. So this is super, just really dry. In fact, this may be the driest I've seen this pond. And remember, we've got a bio load in here. We've got a lot of fish. Is this a turtle? Is this another Orlidia? Yeah, that's an Orlidia. Watch this. He went down. Watch. He'll pop up again. He'll definitely pop up. He seems like, some of them seem like they're able to go down for a little. There he is. See? Let me see if I can get him. Oh boy, we got fish jumping. Let's see where he pops up, guys. Maybe over there. I got to be quicker to grab this one. I think maybe it's kind of a test. If I can just keep these guys, well, he's staying down. He's staying down a little bit. If I can keep these guys in clean water and their condition improves, then that will be a clear indication that something's wrong in the pond. But again, you notice, look, the sliders, no problem. These guys got no problems. Let's see. Look at this big old slider here. This is actually one of the Central American sliders that has grown. Do you guys remember these? These were in my front pond, but look at how big they are now. That's incredible. There's our Orlidia. We gotta run. Oh God, I'm gonna get dirty. He's trying to go down in that mud. I gotta be careful here. We do have a couple of gator snappers in here. And to be honest, snapping turtles, gator snappers, they can take, oh, someone just swam right by me here. They can take really poor water quality conditions. Not to say that you should do that, but those are just turtles that do live in muckier water. And also sliders. Sliders tend to live in stagnant bodies. They can live in ponds. I call them pond sliders. So I don't know, maybe it's this Orlidia, the fact that it's a riverine species, that it needs better water quality. I'm not 100% sure. But it is a problem that I want to solve. There it is. We're going to go closer. And gotcha. Look at this. Now, I don't know if you can hear. Wow, this guy, look at this shell. This animal's been kind of mangled a little bit. But the shell did its job. That's crazy. Who knows? Probably, it's possible one of the snapping turtles nibbled on this guy. This situation is, to be honest, a sink or swim one. But if I notice something's wrong with the animals, I try and intervene. So that's what I'm doing here. So we got this one. Gosh, I don't want to meet any of the snapping turtles myself, not with bare feet. But oh, there's quite a lot of organic mud here. So that's like a lot of organic waste that's built up over the years in this pond. You know, I'm going to have Ed, the pond professor, over here in just about a couple of weeks, and I'm going to see what he thinks. Maybe there's some kind of treatment these guys can send me, some bacteria that can break down some of the waste in here and improve the water quality. That and the fact that we're going to get some rain is going to be huge, because the rain cools the water off, and also, you know, it's adding to the water column. And I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I had to stop a little bit, but that was Tom. You can really see this animal has kind of been through the ringer here. So we'll just leave it right there. And gosh, that's too bad. Let's pluck this because I'm crazy about Brazilian pepper. All right, let's keep on looking. We'll see if there's anybody else out there. Holy smokes, before I hang it up. We need rain, definitely need rain. All right, but I'm not seeing, we'll take a walk over on this side, but I'm not really seeing as many as I saw yesterday. And it's kind of interesting, you know, because like I said, the Orlidia were the only ones, and only Orlidia of that particular size. If you notice, they're all very similar in size, so that's strange. Let's see, here's a turtle here. Who are you? Looks like a grandis. But you know, I'm gonna bring those other guys back to the tub. We'll get them in the tub for a few days. Here's one. Nope. Yes, here's one. That's one for sure. Again, look at the size. Look at that. It's similar size. You can just tell these guys, what is going on, man? It's super weird. Is that one over there? This is stressing me out. A lot of the mosquito fish are kind of causing the water to ripple. Where is, look at this guy. You know, the other thing, to be honest with you, those grandis are pretty aggressive too. If these guys were too small, they get nibbled on a little bit. Damn. It's super stressful, man. We're gonna need to build another pond. That's what we got to do. But, and I'll probably just try and pull out the gator snappers just to be safe. That sucks. Now, usually with water that's cloudy like this, the animals do better. Oh, what's that? Who's that right there? Is that anybody? No. All right, well, you know what I'm going to do, guys? Ooh, that hurt. I'm going to go back. We're going to put these guys back into the tub, and then we're going to wait for, hopefully Larry will be able to get over here later, and you know, maybe he'll come out, and during the afternoon when things are hotter, it could potentially be a you know, we'd be able to grab some more of these guys. And again, about the only thing I can do is just improve the water quality and see if it clears up the problems these guys are having. They have great weight. These guys feel as though they've been eating well. It's just, man, I don't know. Let's see. It's a mystery. And that's what happens, you know. Things are not always perfect in captivity. So, unfortunately, we now have 5 turtles. So let me go grab my sandals, and we'll get these guys in the tub. All right, so I actually found another one while I was getting my sandals. Let's put these guys in here. All right, some clean water. And then what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna call my friends at Bush Wildlife Sanctuary and see if we can get an x-ray. I wanna get an x-ray on one of these because it could show us that there's some gas in their bodies. And who knows, maybe I'm able to give them some kind of tablet that would reduce gas. So I'll definitely either be talking to Bush or maybe my buddy Dr. Mike Gillen at PGA Animal Clinic. We'll just bring one animal to x-ray because the symptoms are so similar. I think it's gonna be the same in all of them. So I'll pick an animal that I think has the worst example or is displaying the worst float and bloat, and we'll go from there. So let me make some calls and get ready, and then we'll see if we can get some kind of answers to what is going on with these turtles. It's so frustrating. You know that face. We're here at the place where I always get some help here. I am partially brain dead because I was a blonde before my hair started falling out. What's your name again?
Crystal.
Crystal, not to disparage blondes.
It's all good.
Crystal is going to help us out here. We're in the beautiful new hospital at Bush Wildlife in Amy. So it's the strangest thing, and I'll fill you guys in, but this is Orlidia borneensis, the giant Malaysian river turtle. And only this species in the pond is affected at the moment, and what I think, my theory, and I spoke with Larry Wood.
Did he come by and take a look?
He hasn't come by yet. We'll see if he can make it, but what I think's happening, it's just a theory, is water levels are extremely low, and there's an algae bloom. I'm wondering if this species is sensitive to toxins released by the algae, because we see it in sea turtles where they can't submerge. So that's kind of what my thought is. Yeah, so it's floating to the side. Usually that means like a respiratory distress when a water turtle is cockeyed like that, but they have good weight. The animals have been fine all year, but I literally just noticed yesterday.
Okay, so we'll take an x-ray, and then we can do a lateral too.
Thank you.
Land outside. And then if you don't mind, I just want to fill a little water out and see what it does.
Yeah, of course.
No worries. Top, and just as far as actually turning to the side.
He's turned to the side. It's usually like, it's backwards. Like it's almost, I think this particular animal, it seems like he's buoyant
I've
on
never
that
seen a
quadrant.
turtle like this.
They're pretty, yeah, they're neat. These came from Zoo Miami, and they retired them to my house, and that'll get to be about a 100-pound turtle.
But you can tell there's a lot of nasty buildup here.
Yeah, there's algae on them for sure.
I mean, it's affecting a lot of our waterfowl too with botulism.
Okay.
A lot of them are coming in right now too because
Interesting.
of the weather and the rain and the lack of rain, and then when it hits the water, all the toxins do rise up.
Okay.
So botulism, but I've never noticed it to hit turtles.
Well, I noticed, like I said, my pond sliders are not affected. The snapping turtles, they can live in like fetid water. These guys, maybe because they're a riverine species, maybe they're just a little less tolerant because the water's moving, it's cleaner, who knows. But I appreciate that, that's great. See, that's what's awesome is having this resource here. I didn't even think of botulism.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. Birds and reptiles, they are related to a degree. I mean, they both got beaks. At least the turtles got beaks. Anyway, we're just kidding, but let's see what happens. Let's see what we can find out.
I don't know. Okay,
all right, what's going on here?
I see a lot of air in the intestines here. There's a lot of black, which should not be that much air in there. But then also there's like something almost look like metal in there. Like maybe it swallowed a piece of hook at one point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We'll see.
They have a very interesting.
Now, is that the side that's being more buoyant? Kevin, you said he's kind of tilted to one side.
Yeah, these are the air holes?
This is the left side.
Okay, that's where it is. That's the buoyant side.
So it's air.
And I did notice, I forgot to mention that when I picked one of them up, there was, from the cloaca, it was passing gas. So, is it possible that they're ingested, being that they're in the water, they may have ingested algae somehow, and that it's fermenting or something weird?
I'm just wondering if there's how many turtles are in that pond?
A lot.
It's a big pond.
It's like
an acre or half an acre.
It's quarter-acre pond. However, you're on the right track because the water levels have dropped to such a degree that perhaps the pond is not sustaining the volume of animal, the bioload.
That's what I'm thinking. So a lot of times when we have animals come in that I have to dry dock for a long time, once they're getting better, I have to swim them, and they're very buoyant. And that's because they're not supposed to be out of the water.
Okay.
The trick for it is keeping them in water and making them swim and working the air out. So think if you're bloated, you want to continue walking.
Yep.
You'll release all that air. For them, they need to release all the air in their body so they submerge again.
Yeah, that makes sense. There is enough water that they're submerged, and this is a species that stays their bottom
So
dwelling turtles.
If you have a lot of other ones that's supposed to be on the bottom, and this is a smaller one, it may be struggling to actually get space to stay on the bottom.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm thinking though that my concern is that it's possibly they ingested something and it's just causing gas.
Maybe
with this species.
it doesn't seem like there's no. So if they ever get sick, especially with a reptile, we have a bunch of them come in. They have actual even though they're water turtles, you'll see like things like discharge come from the eye, like a lot more liquid coming from the eyes. Some coming from the
from
the nose, and his nose is. I mean, I know he's been out of the water, but nothing is coming out of it. So it's not air. It's not. The mouth looks good. I mean, I will say he is a little pale. You also have to consider maybe there's not enough food supply right now either.
No, not enough what?
Food supply.
Okay, interesting. Well, I'll be collecting these guys as I find them, and then I have them in a giant stock tub, clean water, lots of food.
Correct.
They can dive.
It's gonna take time. We have maybe some guys will take 4 days, some guys will take a week.
Okay. Interesting.
So that's my best suggestion.
Well,
Let us
we're
know.
chipping away at the mystery, friends. I'm glad that I've got Bush Wildlife here. I appreciate you both. Thank you. Awesome. You know what to do, right? If you love wild animals here in South Florida, Florida in general, if you are in the neighborhood, come on down and visit our friends at Bush Wildlife. And also go to bushwildlife.org. I always say .org. Thank you. Kate yells at me when I say ORG. She doesn't like that. So it's .org, okay? If you want to contribute and help them continue to help animals, even exotic turtles. All right, let's get back to the camp. All right, guys, I'm just going to give it one more shot and see if there are any more turtles in distress around the pond. And I'm just going to pull them out. But I'm feeling really positive because if it's a gas issue that they're having, I should be able to remedy that by keeping these guys in the tubs for a while. We'll do what Crystal had mentioned from Bush Wildlife. Just let them exercise a bit, and hopefully that will cure any of the problem. I could also talk to my buddy Mike Gillen, Dr. Mike Gillen from PGA Animal Clinic. He may be able to give me some kind of tablet that could help with gas. So I do recall having done that in the past with a tortoise. So maybe we could do it for these little turtles. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have a look around. It is now kind of warmer here, and I'm not seeing anybody that is, they're not actually stepping up. And the other thing, why I think maybe it's not necessarily water quality is my fish are all still alive. I haven't seen a big fish kill. So the water's not become too toxic for the fish, and they're usually quite an indicator species when it comes to the aquatic life. So if you start to see a massive fish kill, it could either be the high content of algae, or it could potentially be hypoxic water, no oxygen in the water, because it is very stagnant and not moving, and the rain will cause ripples. Look at this guy coming to see me. One of the sliders coming over here. This, of course, is the one we saw earlier, the Central American slider, just coming right over. And remember, when I put these guys in this pond, they were tiny, and now they're huge, but they still like me. So that's good news. Well, I'm not seeing anybody else in any trouble, so that's also good news. I'm gonna just increase the depth of the water, and we are going to keep you guys posted as to what's going on in the mysterious case of the floating turtles. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our visit to Bush Wildlife. I really appreciate them. Don't forget to go ahead and give them some support by heading to bushwildlife.org. And thanks, guys, for always being interested in what I got going on over here. And do me another favor. Do a rain dance, will you? Pray for some rain. We need it bad here in Florida. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.